Forget all you know about the sea because we are going into dangerous waters. In this video, we will look at some of the biggest waves ever recorded. Most people knew of the time when the US was in a nuclear arms race with Russia and the rest of the world. Other than creating geopolitical tension and nearly sparking another war, the beef between these countries gave us one of the most impressive marine spectacles. It was between April and August 1958, during a time when nuclear testing was at full throttle. Operation Hardtack involved the launch of a 9-kiloton nuclear bomb to test its capacity and its effects on the environment. This experiment created the immense man-made wave at the time. The detonation created a water spray dome that reached a towering 840 feet in the air. The base surge was also generated in a massive swell with a radius of over 8,000 feet and consumed all sea vessels in the surrounding area. In this clip, we see a few people unsuspectedly standing near the shore in Ventura, California, when a rogue wave hits them. Out of nowhere, a wall of water and debris comes crashing down as everyone scampers for safety. This wave is so powerful that it effortlessly drags the SUV along as it travels. Imagine the impact the first person felt when it hit them. People were running for their lives to avoid its deadly force. The police reported that 8 people were injured in its aftermath. This clip showcases just how powerful waves are. A group of tourists were riding on a sightseeing trip in Tahiti when suddenly the sea decided to show them a glimpse of its power. A wave launches them into the air, sending some passengers flying into the deep blue. Luckily, a lifeguard on duty picked them up. It's safe to admit that most of us would freak out as soon as we left the boat flying. You may be wondering why a small wave like this is so powerful. The swell was so powerful because it was formed at one of the most revered surfing spots in the world, Tiahupu'o. Having your house next to the water can be one of the most tranquil things in life. Having a beautiful view of the ocean, watching the sunset, and witnessing 20-foot waves that can take your house down. Yes, you heard that last part. Homeowners at this waterside must have been scared senseless as boulders of water pummeled their walls at night. If you think these waves are amazing, stay tuned until the end of the video to see one that will blow your mind. Do you know that one guy who always stays cool under pressure? Well, we have found him, or maybe someone like him. This footage shows powerful waves violently invading the road. Despite all the carnage, our guy stays as cool as you like. He must have been deep in thought. Talk about nerves of steel. This footage was taken from a search and rescue ship patrolling the North Sea. During their mission, they encounter terrible weather that puts them in a violent storm with freakish waves. You can hear the terrifying noise coming from the ship as the hull and other metal parts contort under intense tensile and compressive forces. Yet, in another instance of ships caught in bad weather, we see a boat suffering the effects of a terrible storm. This time, it was in the Atlantic Ocean. Time after time, powerful waves crash into the hull of the ship. You can hear the boat cry out as the immense pressure from the water strains it. Talking about bad weather in the North Sea, see what a tempest of a storm can do to one of the heaviest seaborne platforms, an oil rig. This viral footage garnered millions of views when it was released. The oil rig, 145 miles from the coast of Aberdeen, Scotland, named the Bornholm Dolphins, was recorded listing under the influence of intense waves. The storm makes the rig bob around like a duck in a bathtub with a 4-year-old child. Note that an oil rig of this size can weigh as much as 30,000 tons. The deck is at least 60 feet above the surface, and somehow the splashes still reach it. Props to the workers on the deck who managed to keep their sanity intact while going through the worst of it. Warships are incredibly big watercraft that grant countries full command of the ocean. They can be over 1,000 feet tall, 250 feet wide, and weigh nearly 100,000 tons. Imagine how safe someone would feel riding in this marine supertank. However, now and then, Mother Nature shows us who the boss is, and even the most sturdy warship may be no match for the mighty sea. This was the case for a warship belonging to the Royal New Zealand Navy that was suddenly hit by a monster wave while patrolling for illegal fishing boats near Antarctica. The wave battered the deck of their ship, hitting their window and almost taking out their deck gun.
That's God.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared then.
What we don't get is, what caused the laughter after the wave left? Was it shock, fear, or excitement? We will never know. This natural disaster created one of the most ridiculous waves ever caught on camera. It was in September 2016 that a typhoon began to travel towards Taiwan, causing devastation along its path. The Category 4 storm affected millions and led to the evacuation of 14,000 people. The only good thing that came from the typhoon was footage capturing its incredible majesty. The wave was so massive that it completely engulfed the lighthouse on the coast. Without a doubt, the most titanic wave ever recorded in history was one created on July 9th, 1958 in Litua Bay, southeast Antarctica. Take a moment to guess how tall this wave was. If you mentioned anything under 1,000 feet, you are off the mark. The most massive wave ever recorded was a staggering 1,720 feet in height. Of course, something of this nature had to occur from a 1 in a billion freak accident, and that was what happened. A natural disaster caused a chain reaction that led to a disaster of cataclysmic proportions. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake caused a rock slide that led to 30.6 million cubic meters of ice, rock, and debris falling nearly 1 kilometer into Litua Bay. The displacement of this large body of water led to a mammuthian tsunami. The first wave measured 100 feet by 300 feet. Considerable, but not doomsday level. It was a subsequent wave that broke the scales and left severe devastation in its wake. Sadly, 2 people lost their lives that day. There is no footage from that time, but a team of scientists from Malaga, Spain, recreated the incident using modeling software in 2019. If you liked this video, please give it a like and check out our other videos. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications to never miss a new video. Check you later.